turning myself into a pickle.
Stunning things about Roblox. If you don't know much about Roblox,
Speak up.
it is the most popular video game in the US and Europe.
Wait, is it?
100 million, mostly young people every month.
Damn.
Roblox is more of a creative platform than a game, though. It's a downloadable portal to a staggering quantity of multiplayer games of all different genres that are all just a little bit floaty and janky.
Yeah,
That's
I've never played
because
this either.
anybody can download Roblox and use its free tools and free hosting to start making and monetizing games. And an astonishing number of people have done just that.
Hey, Jacob's Diddy.
Where today,
18 months, thanks, man. What's my favorite book? I don't know. Anything by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett is fun for sci-fi. Factual books. Mostly read self-improvement. Power of Habit was cool.
Game hosts almost 55,000 games. Roblox hosts more than 20 million experiences, which is what Roblox calls games because, legally speaking, it can't admit to selling games within Apple's App Store, as that would make it a game shop within a game shop. So, those three things
self-improvement,
I learned, the internet equivalent of a double take. 1. All of Roblox's developers do earn a cut of the revenue of everything they create, but that cut is shockingly small. To put it in perspective, Steam catches heat from game developers for taking 30% of every sale, while Epic and Microsoft's PC store take just 12%.
Wait, Steam takes 30% of all profits?
Roblox claims that developers receive around 24.5% of
Damn.
sale, although as we'll soon see, in reality they get even less. The second thing I saw? When Roblox went public on the stock market this year, it was valued at a staggering $41 billion, a value somewhere between Nintendo and Electronic Arts. Roblox is now worth 7 Ubisofts. And 3, in the words of Roblox's own vice president
That's
of
pretty
marketing,
crazy.
Tammy Barmick, from the very beginning, it was about having kids develop games for other kids.
In the beginning.
These kids are not just hobbyists. They're doing real work that is driving the value of one of the biggest video game publishers in history.
Dude.
But with a cut that's just 1/3 of the industry's.
If this is what I'm telling you, if Fall Guys could have been this, if they had added good map editors, that way they would have never had to worry about updating their content and making new maps. Literally just have the community make the maps for you.
Standard, and nobody looking out for their health. We had to ask, is the next generation of video game developers
It might not have
being
happened, but
exploited before they've even finished?
that's what I would have put like all my work into if I was the Jump King team. Or not Jump King, Fall Guys.
But before we look at how Roblox treats its workers, first we have to look at how Roblox turns its young users into workers in the first place. So, the good thing about Roblox, as I've said, is that the tools are free, the hosting's free. The tools actually let you skip with the traditional learning curve associated with 3D modeling, and Roblox even handles moderation of your players for you. But people just using these free tools to get creative doesn't make Roblox any money. In fact,
The
it
last
loses
thing-
the money because
The last thing Doc ever watched on Twitch.
expensive, which is why the moment that Roblox's core player base of 9 to 15-year-olds start playing, they are submerged in this idea that they could be an entrepreneur.
Dippy.
After all, it's impossible to play Roblox without making other Roblox users richer, because you're buying passes for their experiences, you're buying their cosmetics. But we're just getting started. The tabs at the top of Roblox.com are basically find games, find cosmetics, and start making stuff yourself. But if kids click on that, they see make anything, reach millions of players, and earn serious cash. Creators like you, it says, are being paid for what they love to do. If you go to Roblox's YouTube channel, the first videos you see are about successful game developers. In general, Roblox's PR department loves shining a light on the game's younger success.
I remember I knew a guy who made Dota 2 skins and made like hundreds of thousands of dollars off of that.
Special Roblox tutorials and
I guess
the game's
a private
support
person.
website both assume you want help with monetization, and if you go to
Same with
education.roblox.com, which
CS:GO.
contains lesson plans for educators, one of the lessons is how to earn money in Roblox. Or, in the words of one 11-year-old I interviewed,
I saw other big games, I saw other developers getting money in a way that looked easy.
so...
Yo, what the hell? How old is that kid? He's like 10, man. He's already thinking about Fucking setting up his own business. Jeez.
It's really earning
11.
serious cash. Well, where the average indie game on Steam makes several $1,000s, the vast majority of games
getting the juice.
experiences on Roblox earn their creators
Alzheimer's? No, I missed
$0.
when they said how old he was.
Now, to understand why that is, we need to take a closer look at the Roblox marketplace, because it took me weeks to get my head around this. I'll let you decide for yourself what chance you think kids have of understanding it. So, making a game in Roblox is easy. It's when you want other people to play
nice,
to reach those millions of players that Roblox promised that your journey will start heading uphill. If you want to figure out what to play on Roblox, it only shows you the 1,000 or so games out of its 20 million that have the most players right now. There are no discoverability tools that let you see the newest games or to help new designers. The up and coming section still shows you games with thousands of players. So if you're a kid trying to make games for Roblox, you have two choices at this point. You can hustle and try and get your game in front of streamers or YouTubers, or you can pay Roblox to advertise it. To buy anything in Roblox, you first have to convert your real money to the company's virtual currency, Robux. Developers on Roblox bid with Robux for ad slots in an auction, a system that is discussed by developers in forum threads as a gamble, with developers hoping that with the right game and the right ad, they'll grab enough players that their game ends up surfacing in the churning froth of the Roblox marketplace. So the first thing Roblox tells us young developers is make anything, reach millions of players, earn serious cash. And then the next thing it says is, oh, well, I mean, if you actually want people to play your game, I guess you could give us money. But as duplicitous as it sounds, we know this works because Roblox has 20 million experiences made by its mostly young audience, even though when I spoke to professional Roblox developers, they told me that kids should not expect to make money on the platform.
Yeah, I don't think it's really possible for young developers to succeed
Oh
on the platform
no,
anymore.
the other little
It's really
11-year-old.
hard to get into those top 200 games.
Sometimes I think of making Roblox games as trying to make a viral TikTok or a viral meme. It's really tricky.
I thought it said he was 12 years old first. Oh, you guys can't see. Paula's in the way.
There's pretty much only
Professional
one big market to
Roblox
shoot
dev.
for on Roblox right now, and that's kids. If you don't hit that demographic just right, and if you don't get your gameplay loop just right, you fail.
Later in this video, we're going to get to
why. Except for that they're saying ads. I don't think it's... I mean, this is true, like, kids could see all kinds of social media and try to go viral on it or make their own app or whatever, right?
It benefits Roblox Corporation to have hundreds of thousands of developers making games for the platform, ignorant of the fact that the odds are stacked against them. But first, let's go back to that question of why it's so hard to make money on the Roblox marketplace, because we're not done. Let's imagine you actually made a game that beats the odds and becomes a small hit, and now your game has thousands of players who are making inexperienced purchases with Robux. Roblox takes a 30% cut of every transaction on their platform, and then you actually get paid the rest in Robux, which of course isn't real money. You can only spend it in Roblox. You want to get paid. You want to withdraw that money as actual cash. Now, here's the bit that I think is just super shady. If any Roblox user wants to take Robux back out of their account and put it in their bank account as actual currency, the minimum withdrawal amount is 100,000 Robux, valued at around 1,000 US.
I thought you meant $100,000.
$900 worth of Robux selling stuff you've made, your real life paycheck will be $0. Oh, and also, you can't withdraw anything unless you're first paying for a Roblox monthly premium subscription. Now, let me make this part abundantly clear. This is a choice that Roblox Corporation has made. Entropia Universe, the world's only cash-based MMO that we did a video on last year, has a minimum withdrawal amount of $100 US. In Second Life, it's just $10 US. In making the minimum withdrawal amount so high, Roblox is just increasing the chances that you won't hit that cap, and so we'll just plow the money back into Roblox. Whether that's buying games or cosmetics or saving up to advertise your next game. Lots of Roblox developers even use their Robux to pay other Roblox developers to work on their game. And if they're not smart about how they pay these developers, Roblox will take a cut of that paycheck too. But for now, let's just imagine that you make a game.
Hey, it sounds like this game is teaching the kids the cold, harsh reality of trying to be an entrepreneur. in 2021.
And it's a hit, and you do make it to 100,000 Robux, so you're allowed to withdraw it, finally, to your real-life bank account. You see, Roblox
Crush their
buys
spirits when they're
Robux
young, I
from
say.
users at a very different rate than
Oh,
it sells them. So
make men out of
withdrawing
them.
100,000
We're women.
Robux doesn't get you $1,000 US, it gets you 300.
Oh my god.
Think about it. If your assets in Roblox become substantially devalued only at the moment you take them out of the platform, why not keep them on the platform in case you need them one day? And so, tons of Robux don't ever make it off the platform. Instead, they just go round and round with Roblox taking
But
cuts.
you must be able to use like a third-party website if you wanted to, right? You could probably sell it to someone who skims less. But then I'm assuming that's illegal, or maybe not illegal, but like against the rules.
After cut. And so, while on paper, Roblox developers get that 24.5% of a game's sales, in reality, it's even lower. If we look at Roblox's published records, we can read that for every $1 Roblox earns in bookings, only 17 cents make it back out of the ecosystem to developers.
Damn.
Or at least that's our best guess as to what developers are getting. The platform is actually so opaque that even full-time professional devs who've been doing this for years do not know what fraction of the pie they're taking home.
Like, you just have to roughly estimate it based off of like those exchange rates, and that's all you get.
And by the way, the lack of regulation in today's tech sector is seeing a lot of historically illegal practices coming back again with a new lick of paint. Roblox paying people in Robux is very, very similar to historical mining and logging camps in the United States paying people in company script. Script was currency invented and manufactured by these companies that could only be used to buy things within the company's camp. For example, in the stores that they would build. The mining camps like paying people in script for the same reasons that Roblox does. One,
Well, wait, let me see that. The Western and Atlantic RR will pay the bearer 50 cents in current banknotes whenever the sum of $5 or upwards in these bills is presented. Wow. This is a 50-cent note. Mad Max Dashi, thanks for the brand new sub, man. Welcome aboard.
reasons that Roblox does.
Oh yeah, Dubbin said, how's your charity money doing? Ugh, you're making me feel bad, man. What do we do with this? Should I make a thread? No, wait, we had an idea about what we were gonna do with it. We were gonna find streamers, small streamers doing various charity streams. And then if they have annoying goals, then give them that. You could just give it to me, Nem.
One, it means workers spend their money at the company, which makes the company richer.
So if you get, who's gonna find them? I don't know, you guys.
Workers become more afraid of breaking company rules because companies can take away their ability
what if they
to
just
spend
pocket the money?
script, essentially confiscating their paycheck. And three, script makes it harder for workers to quit their jobs because the moment they do, they get poorer. Unbelievably, these camps would have booths where you could exchange your script for US
Wow,
dollars.
my whole chat now is
hurt the worker.
doing charity
Just
streams. Hi,
like
Poke.
Roblox. Script so messes with workers' ability to make money that it was banned in the United States in 1938. And until we legislate script again in the digital age, Roblox is going to keep paying developers with pretend money. Now, when the question
So
of
why is anyone bothering making stuff for Roblox?
Roblox is treating its designers fairly comes up, and it does come up. You
Chat,
find
give Poke some
long threads
pizza.
in the official forums with older developers banding together to ask or really beg for a more fair profit share. You always see the same two things. You'll see Roblox posting a super corporate and disinterested response that sort of ends the discussion without having
Maybe
it.
Poke doesn't
But
have
you'll also
7
see
TV.
people saying that devs asking for more money is silly because Roblox has never been a profitable company. It loses money every single year, and so there's no more money to give out. That is bollocks.
Bollocks.
But don't take my word for it. Take the word of the market analysts who have decided that as a money-making machine, Roblox is worth somewhere around the value of 7 Ubisofts.
I didn't know that Ubisoft was so much smaller than these other giants. I guess that makes sense. Because these are massive companies. But still, how did EA get so big? Was it was all of the sports games plus the Sims, right? Well, they bought Max's later, or what made them so much money? It's just FIFA and Battlefield. They made a lot of smart purchases, didn't they? They bought so many cash cows. Motherfuckers. Yo, thanks for the Prime, man. I don't know how to pronounce your username, but welcome back. Thanks for the 6 months.
Idea that this company has no more money to give out is a repulsive one. Roblox is just doing the same thing as companies like Spotify, Uber, and Airbnb, something known as platform capitalism. All of these companies
I heard about that
models
fucking
based on unsustainable expansion, always moving into more countries, hiring more staff, increasing their expenses until they control the entire market sector and all of its data, and can use this monopoly to make incredible money, as we saw with Facebook and Amazon.
Yeah,
If
I was gonna
Roblox
say it's sort of what
wasn't
Amazon does.
losing money year after year, its investors could reasonably turn around and say, why not? And so, when Roblox's developers come cap in hand asking for more revenue, there's never any left, even though the platform has 200 million monthly users and the CEO is a billionaire. Because if Roblox were to give more money to developers, that's less money it could spend growing the platform and becoming a monopoly. We reached out.
Well,
to
they
Roblox
have no
Corporate.
incentive to pay the devs more because the devs keep deving anyway. So why would they? I mean, I'm not saying it's right, but
For an interview or comment on how
I don't
they
know
treat
how to-
their young
how to fix
developers, They did not reply.
except for like regulations.
Let's take a
on
moment to put
laws.
a human face on all of this.
Was it harder than you expected to make Robux with your levels?
That is definitely a big yes.
Aww.
This is Emil. Emil is 11, and he got his
Emil.
parents to send him to a special summer camp where he could learn to code for Roblox, and then he made a game
Oh,
all by
no.
himself. And the game flopped, and he ended up sounding like a disenchanted 30-year-old veteran in an 11-year-old body.
Even
Wait,
though
wait, wait,
Roblox-
wait. When you make stuff in Roblox, how do you make it? Can you apply the knowledge to something else? Or are you kind of stuck in that Roblox ecosystem? Does anyone know? Any programmers? Roblox programmers?
Roblox says to encourage you to actually make games. The likelihood of you making a successful game is basically zero. You always compete with the people that have lots of money, and like, it'd be a problem if I showed you something because I'm trying to.
No, please. Show me whatever you like.
This is like a big game developer that has lots of success.
This kid went to like the 11-year-old version of art school.
The amount of people that they have means the bigger the success is. And that means that they get a giant spike. And even if the spike lowers, they still go back up, and it's just an infinite cycle of spikes that go up and down.
Never-ending cycle.
When you're a small game developer, you'll have that spike, you come all the way down, you stay down.
Dead.
Were you tempted to spend Robux on advertising your game after you made it?
That I didn't even have Robux, but I wish I did, because
Aww.
maybe have a chance.
Emil's disappointment wasn't to do with whether Roblox's revenue split was fair. He hadn't really thought about that concept. He was just upset that Roblox only shows its users games that have tons of fans. But the thing is, Roblox benefits from giving a very small fraction of its developers almost all of the money. Because those successful devs can then
What if his
keep
game
updating
actually
their
just sucked?
popular games, or
No.
they can make new games, or they can go full-time and hire people to work for them. They can even become celebrities.
I wanted to make this video to really tell you my story and give you my honest thoughts on the 8th annual Bloxy Awards.
And interestingly, the only
Are there any massive Roblox Twitch streamers? I just realized now I haven't really seen that.
concession Roblox has made in recent years to do
But there's
with
the guy
giving
called
developers
Poke.
more money gives even more money to the developers who were already making money.
Quinn?
Experience-based payouts is a new sliver of Roblox's revenue that goes to the games that Roblox subscribers play for the longest. This is also Roblox Corporation tacitly encouraging its developers to make games that are addictive rather than fun, but
Book,
the way
book,
that
book.
Roblox encourages its users to make games that are manipulative would be a whole other video, and I'm going to stay on topic. Here's games professor and labor activist Ty Underwood on why Roblox would be trying
Yeah,
to
buddy.
empower its most
Malmö FS is in fucking Champions League.
successful developers and ensure the rest have
That's a goal.
no power at all.
Comparing it to YouTube, you and I know of many YouTube
Champions
channels
League
where it's like,
playoffs.
oh, well, I'm actually a boss with employees now, and so are all the top Roblox games. You can't organize bosses. Their interests do not align with workers. The workers' power
What?
comes from having the ability to stop production, and all bosses everywhere, it is against their interests to stop production.
That does track with my experience. I reached out to one extraordinarily successful Roblox developer for this piece, and they did agree to speak to me on the condition that we didn't reveal their identity, saying, quote, "Despite some fair criticisms, we have a good working relationship with Roblox, and I wouldn't necessarily want to be directly featured or quoted in a video critical of their platform cut." I asked that same anonymous developer what message they'd like to get out to Roblox's young developers. They told me, on Roblox, many young devs crunch and burn out. They're not privy to ongoing dev community discussions about healthy working practices. My advice would be to not overwork. Don't feel pressured to work long days, especially as a young person. And lower your expectations. There are millions of experiences on Roblox and only a handful become top games.
I mean, this all just it sounds exactly the same as the advice people give for someone trying to make their own apps. It's just on top of this, they're also being paid awful. I don't know if app devs get paid that well either, but...
Make sure to have fun, even if only a few people play your game. There's just one problem with getting those messages out to young game developers. Roblox is a publicly traded company.
So this guy is obviously obsessed with forsen. He's been spamming every minute since I went live. How long I've gone without mentioning him. So I'll get you off the hook right now and I'll say the word forsen. So you can move on, my friend. Congrats. Apparently I lasted 47 minutes. Also, I'm pretty sure Apollo is sleeping with his eyes open. You guys see that? You can see the inner eyelid. Apollo, look out!
Now, which means it has a legal obligation to maximize profits. And kids working too hard with unreasonable expectations isn't bad for the company. And this is the heart of Roblox's success. In convincing its young users that making money on the platform is possible, it gets hundreds of thousands of young people pouring their imagination and spirit into making the next big Roblox success story. And while by my estimation, 99.9% of them flame out and make no money at all, that doesn't affect Roblox's bottom line one bit. Here's Genya again talking about his experience in the Roblox official.
This guy's got a nice board game collection.
For instance, in my class, I was the only person that released a game, and that game was the only game from the whole class that actually did well. And we had.
I don't understand. Are people are taking classes to learn how to program in Roblox? I guess that's not crazy.
Like 7,000 people online, and so it's kind of rare for those games to actually work.
But then if some young wonderkind does make the next great thing on Roblox, there is nothing to stop an older team of developers taking the idea, refining it, re-releasing it, and then advertising.
Yoink!
But whether young developers find success on Roblox or not, the platform benefits from young developers training themselves up before they've realized that the odds are stacked against them. And once they've done that, they're that much less likely to walk away.
You can't take your game anywhere else. If I'm on Steam, theoretically, I could move my game to some, Epic or try to make a deal with Apple or something like that. But once you're in Roblox, it is impossible to extract your game or your work or even your skills from Roblox because it's such a idiosyncratic system to work with.
That sucks.
And this is so infuriating for me because if Roblox was actually operating with care for its young audience, it could be a great thing for the games industry. Free tools to get kids messing around.
Yeah, see, I was gonna say, at least it's like teaching kids, a lot of valuable things. It sucks that they didn't, make the skills transfer.
Stuff that their friends can come and play, also for free. That's awesome. That anonymous developer who spoke to me told me that they wished Roblox had been around when they were a kid and trying and failing to make games in Flash. But that's not what makes Roblox money. What makes Roblox money is empowering kids to become workers with unreasonable expectations of what they can achieve on this platform in a way that would be illegal if it wasn't happening online. So what can we do about any of this?
The question of whether or not it is possible to do labor organizing with children productively is a really bizarre question with much older young people, like young adults, who I'm just only now introducing the idea that your boss may have interests that
It's weird that they're bringing this guy on for a senior take
from your own in some cases, right? And this is mind-blowing. I think the answer in this case is that it should just simply be regulated that Roblox cannot have people sell within their games, right? If their audience is largely children. And that's not usually what I reach for because top-down regulation doesn't build worker power. But in this case, it's they're kids. It's what's going on here. It's a very weird and scary situation.
And what about Emil, our 11-year-old game developer? What does he think should be done?
Do you think that kids should be encouraged to try and sell things on Roblox?
I think that kids should be encouraged, but they shouldn't be lied to about how easy it is, because it's not easy.
But the one thing we know for sure is that Roblox is not going to legislate itself in a way that affects its ability to make money. Roblox is going to continue doing everything it can to scratch revenue out of its young, vulnerable audience, no matter whether they're getting fair pay, whether it's good for their health, or whether they're fully empowered to walk away. Thank you very much for watching this video, everybody. If you enjoyed it, please do share it, because, well, the more awareness we raise...
I thought it was kind of nice, you know? The whole idea, like, oh, these kids are playing this game. The game is free to play. Oh, you want to make your own stuff? Okay, go for it. Have fun with it. Oh, your stuff is popular. Here, now you're getting money. Or, like, you're getting, you know, free shit in game because you made a cool thing. And if it's really big, you can even make real money. But they just... they fucked all the numbers so that it's way too stacked against them, I guess.